Okay. So I got to do this all over again, and I hate it. Okay. So this is attempt number probably fucking 7 to see if I can get this to work. Um, Here's Holly. This is what it looks like. Um, so you can add your game. You can published game directories are basically what that means is you can look up games that are just free and easy for you to join. Usually they're Discord games. You just click, they give you the email address to ask if you can build a character, right? When you make a character, or how it would work for us if we did go forward with this, is we would already set up your character, have it uploaded into the hauler, and we would send you an email inviting you into the game. You would just contact your STs and we would send that to you. I'm going to show you my account so you see what Holder does. So as you can see, this is my profile for Thicker Than Blood. I have 2 characters here. I have my backup character, who might be a travel character, and I have my active character. You can see created, active status. Everything is saved by player, what kind of character you're playing, and like their subclass. Like for us, it would be tribe. For here, it's clan. And then, Camarilla, that sort of thing. So I'm going to show you, Jackson, how you would add a character is you would just click here. You would select the kind of character you're going to make. Let's see if it'll let me. So obviously, for Thicker Than Blood, I can't choose werewolf, right? Because it's a vampire game. That's just the way things are. So, but I can show you Jackson's character sheet, which is my main PC for Thicker Than Blood. Takes a couple of seconds, and here we are. So this, very similar to Grapevine. Everything is basically called the same thing. They're separated into the same categories. Some things are called different things. Like Renown would be here instead of Standing and Boons and Bonds and Vinculum. Like that's obviously vampire only. But your merits, your flaws, your derangements, any equipment that's specific that you would have on your character sheet, which would be useful if you're traveling your character. Like you could add what your basic items are, right? Like your fetishes and stuff, the influences you have, and the usual backgrounds you'd have. It's pretty easy to add things. So for instance, I don't have any XP available right now because they haven't given me the XP for the month. And I just spent some on the 8th. So I haven't gotten it for April yet. But how you would add things is you just, you could go here, you'd add the abilities you want to get. And like if I wanted psychology, boom, 1 added, 2 added, that kind of thing. Obviously, I don't actually want that. So I would delete those traits and they're gone. Poof. When you have things, you can add a note, right? Like say you're specializing in melee and it was for, I don't know, claves. So you just add your note, bloop, 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 and then you would update. I'm obviously not going to do that because Jackson doesn't have claves. He's a dumbass. So any change you make on your character sheet, it would be here, right here at the top. It shows changes, it estimates how much XP you spent, and it also shows you how much, it's like how much XP did you spend? How much do you currently have available? And then you would put here, like for instance, if you're increasing your resources, you'd put downtime sent, and then you would just put the day, how many you did it, and you'd submit to STs. And if you did that, obviously I'm not going to do that right now. If you did that, you just submit to STs. And then once an ST looked it over, approved it, then it would be added live to your sheet. So you could see live what your sheet looks like as soon as you get your XP done and it's approved. Then you'd be able to look and be like, okay, so how much do I have? I have 4 Brawlhalla. Cool. I know that when next time I do my downtimes, I have a live access to my sheet. I know what's going on there. Notes, you could add some notes about your character. For Jackson, I don't have any. Um, except, his noted retainer, which whatever. It's very easy to see what you spent, when you spent it, how much XP you have. So you can estimate, even before the XP is released to everyone's sheets, you can see how much you've spent, how many games you've been to, that kind of thing. So you can see the sort of stuff that I do here. It's my character sheet. There's nothing really secret or anything here. Like Jackson doesn't do anything secret. He's just kind of very straightforward. So you would see, what you bought, how much XP it was, how much your characters earned in the long time, and when it got updated. So on the 8th, they saw my spendings and they're like, yep, that's good. It got approved. You could update action and rumors about you. Player tools, probably the most useful. And especially one of the reasons I think people are asking us to switch over to doing Holler is the ability to send your sheet to another game. So you would just select the other game you want to send your character to. Like Obsidian Towers is the vampire game that takes place in the Twin Cities. That is not Discord. So you'd be like, I want it to be my current sheet, send the sheet, then that game would have access to the sheet you sent. So you wouldn't have to wait for anyone to give approval. You could just, boom, send your sheet. Obviously, I'm not going to do that because I am not going anywhere. You can update your character email here. You can download this for printing your sheet. So you can decide what information do you want printed on this sheet. And this is mostly would be useful for Luke if he's, I would assume, stay on as Dustlord, but if he doesn't want to learn to do Holler, no judgment, it would become whatever the staff does, and we'd have to figure out that stuff. So you can print it. Lots of people who use Holler do have physical sheets at their game. This is just one of them. And you would basically, once you have an account, you'd go to your dashboard and you'd select the game that you consider your default game. My default game is Thicker Than Blood because that's mainly the only game on Holler that I play. It would show you the information, like, when the next game would be, the ST email address, genre notes, that kind of thing. I have access to Obsidian Towers, where you can see a character I have never played, but I did make on their books. I think I may have played it like once or twice. Either way. And then 3D, I did have a character there for a while. I still have access to their books because when we first had this conversation as game, Dora did give me access as a kind of ST pass, quotes that you probably can't tell. So I could see what Holler was like and I could play around with it and see what it would look like. No one else has access to your character. It is still your character sheet. No one but staff has access to it, even with switching over to this. But let me show you one more thing. Also, actions here is usually something the staff would submit to you, like, hey, you got to make this change on your character sheet, or we denied an XP spend, that sort of thing. So I'm going to show you my travel character, which was just mostly experimenting. So notes can be stuff like this, like for your retainers, you're like, boom, these are my retainers. This is the kind of stuff they can do, just so they have access to that. Now, as you can see, this is a character sheet that hasn't technically been played, so it has no XP notes. It's a very basic character build. Nothing has happened there. I have no actions. I have nothing but making notes of my flight form, my fight form, and my animal companions, because that's the way Thicker Than Blood works. So, but it's very easy. You would be keeping track of your own spends. You would be adding specifically the traits you want to the sheet. The main complication that would come from this is we would, as staff and Luke, obviously we wouldn't push this all on Luke since this is something the players are asking for. We would have to make your character sheets ourselves and upload them here. So this would be a lot of paperwork, but if it is something that the player base does want to go forward with, this is basically how it looks like. So you have your best knowledge of what's going on there. And yeah, so that is everything. And I hope that helped. All right, bye.